here for RFP 16023, presentations by Fast Signs, bus shelter installation and JTA promotional advertising, production and installation. We're going to give you 20 minutes for your presentation and then followed up by 20 minutes of question and answer time. It is okay if we don't use up that full time, but we cannot go over.
Okay.
3 minutes, I'll give you a 3-minute warning. When you have 3 minutes left, I'll just make a motion at you, and then I'll cut you off at 20 minutes.
Okay.
Let's introduce.
Yep, we're going to go through the room and do introductions. We'll start with the JTA folks. Once you guys are finished introducing, you can begin.
Okay.
Okay?
Me first? Okay.
Sure.
My name is Henry Lee. I'm the Vice President of Finance and Technology CFO.
I'm Mike Miller. I'm the Manager of Business Development, and I would be the main contact for this program.
Sherry Worth, the Manager of General Accounting.
I'm Van Dyke Walker, Facility Manager.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Brooks, External Affairs, Branding, Marketing, Communications.
Teresa Liz, Contracts and Procurement Manager.
Perfect. I'm Todd Helfer. I'm the owner of Fast Signs.
My name's Patrick Pennell. I'm sales within Fast Signs.
Okay, and I'm going to start your time at 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. I have 4 handouts, but it's basically just the same thing as the what's on the screen. So I didn't know how many people were going to be here. So. So basically, we'll try to keep it short. We know you guys are busy.
Well, that's fine. You have your 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But we also want to thank you for the opportunity. Seriously, we're really appreciative of this opportunity, and we're going to do the best we can to meet you guys, exceed your expectations.
So we're here to talk about the bus shelter and JTA promotional advertising and production and installation throughout the city of Jacksonville. We're going to start with kind of just telling you guys a little about who we are, where we came from, and how we can be the best fit for this job. We have been in business for over 20 years in Jacksonville. Ownership still lives in Jacksonville. It's my mother and my father. They started the business a little over 20 years ago. We've grown the business substantially within the past 5 or 6 years. But we are a woman-owned business. My mother still owns 60% of the business, and I own 40% of the business. So it's a woman-owned business still. We have 2 facilities off St. John's Bluff in between Atlantic and Beach Boulevard, right at the I-295 overpass. We have 2 buildings. We originally built about 5,000 square feet in about 2007, and in 2012 we acquired next door and merged the 2 buildings together to help us expand and fulfill our customers' needs. In fact, a little background on Fast Signs is, yes, we have all the printing equipment, the installation equipment that you need, but a little bit what we pride ourselves on is the communication and the communication with the customer and bringing your story and your vision for your project to life. That's really what we excel with. We'll have. If we're fortunate enough to earn the bid, you guys will have a dedicated salesperson, Patrick, and we have a full team that will be at your disposal. Project management. This is basically more of what I was just kind of talking about. Is yes. You can give us the files, we can get it printed, we can get it installed, but we also can do a lot more than that. The bus shelters, we can set up a schedule for when they're going to be installed, when they're going to be de-installed, how everything's going to flow with that, and the main thing is communication with you guys. We will always be in communication with you guys about every single little project or big project that we have going on.
And like Todd was saying, I'm going to be the point of contact on that. And so all your questions or concerns will go through me. And as I've worked with Van Dyke before, and as he knows, I'm very quick in response time. You know, I take pride in responding to you quickly and trying to get you an answer as soon as possible.
Our graphic design department, we have 3 full-time graphic designers on staff. They are excellent. They have been with us one has been with us for over 15 years, so he knows the sign business like nobody else. We have 2 that have been with us for over 1 over 2 and 1 over 5. So you know, we certainly pride ourselves on keeping and maintaining a staff that is aware of their customers' needs, and that extends to the graphic design department. Installation. A big part of this job is installation and de-installation of both the buses and the interior signs on the buses and the shelters throughout the city. As far as the bus installations, we are a 3M certified and preferred installers. Most of the bus installations, actually all of the bus installations, will be a 2-man crew, and according to your specs that you guys want us to do them on your property, which is no problem. We will send our guys to your property, and we'll get them wrapped up. As far as the shelters and the removal, we have partnered with a certified DBE, Rogers Cleaning Services. The owner, Chris Rogers, he currently has contracts with JTA for cleaning. So we have partnered with him to install and uninstall all the shelters in a timely manner, and to remove all of the vehicle wraps. So just kind of wanted to go through and show you some of our more impressive work that we've done. This is a bus that we did for ABC, for Extreme Home Makeover. This is a bus that we did on site out at Cecil for the Marines. That's one side, and here's the other. This was a truly cool project. This was the actual plane that landed. This was the Miracle on the Hudson. So when the plane came down from New York, they brought it down and it stayed in Charlotte. And we were contracted by BAE, which is a local company, to put the graphics on before it went into the museum. We were truly honored to be a part of that. Here's our guys installing on site, on the lift, just installing the additional logos before it went up to the museum. And this is just a little vehicle that we did that kind of, you know, before it parked and they went through their little tour. We did that as well. This is for the Skinner Nursery. This is for a logistics company. I forget who it was, but I just thought the design was cool with the falling oil bottles and everything, and how it kind of looks upside down. This was a while ago for a Britney Spears tour. Toby Keith tour. We did this for Rock the Vote 4 years ago. Hopefully we're doing another one this year. And this was a oil company that we did. It's a big pop-up transportation that they used down in Daytona. This was an install that we're currently working on right now for a new Bailey's Gym off Phillips Highway. This is a 75-foot by 12-foot panel. It's just a small part of a very large installation that they're currently working on right now. One of our largest customers, if not our largest customer, is University of North Florida. So I wanted to bring, one of your main points were familiar products or familiar jobs. So we've worked with UNF on all types of signage, including some of their transportation. So just kind of wanted to show you that we're familiar with this kind of stuff. We did all of their parking signs, or all of their campus signs. This is the Osprey Shuttle. They basically have the tall, skinny sign at every single one of the shelters, and then the signs in the back really aren't. We did them, but they're not really relevant to this project. And next, we just kind of wanted to talk about current jobs that JTA already trusts us with, and that we currently do for JTA with other departments. And I'll kind of let Patrick take it from here because he handles it all.
This is currently what we're doing. We work with Josh Gray and also Van Dyke on the bus stop signs. And we have quite a few of these in-house, the actual signs. And what we do is we print on top of the sign, then we put an overlay, a laminate, and we add reflective, prismatic reflective on top of that, and then make it also anti-graffiti. So that's currently what we're working on for JTA.
Yeah, so we have so Josh keeps 100 of these at our store. So basically anytime that there's a wreck or a route change or anything like that, he sends Patrick an email with the new route or and then the white where it says 337, the 8 up on the top right, and then there's a number down in the black in the bottom left. He gives us those numbers, and Josh has asked for a 24-hour turnaround those, and we haven't. I don't think we failed him yet.
So if he was to call me at 2 o'clock today, I could have it to him by the end of the day tomorrow. So.
And the way we do this is on a flatbed printer. So it's not actual vinyl, so somebody can't go and rip the vinyl off. It's printed directly onto it, almost kind of like a screen print. Just another picture of the signs in action.
I'm also work with Josh on the no trespassing and no loitering signs. The next illustration, Carl Weckerman turned to me for a solution as far as the totems that you guys have. There's 17 totems that we put these directional or the maps out, and he was looking for really an opportunity to better the current signage that you guys had. It was really taking a beating to the weathering. It was fading, and the moisture inside the cabinets were really taking its toll on the signage. So what we did is I just suggested using acrylic, basically the thinnest acrylic we could do to cut costs and still have a good print. So that worked out, and that was one of the more recent projects that I've worked with Carl Weckerman on.
Now I just kind of wanted to show some local and national companies with national roots here that trust us to do their work currently. Duval Asphalt, we handle their whole fleet along with quite a bit of other work for them.
Some of the current projects we're doing for Duval is they actually have silos on site. There's 2 locations where we've taken off all the vinyl for the silos for where the asphalt is produced in, and it's a huge project, and it's going really well. So we have a total of 7 silos that we're working on currently with Duval Asphalt. As Todd mentioned, we're doing their entire fleet, their truck fleet. They also have, if you guys see on the road, they have open top containers. We do all their labeling for their open top containers. They have an entry sign on Phillips Highway that we're reconditioning that. There's all kinds of work that we're doing right now for Duval Asphalt. And also the next one is Tote Maritime. Currently I'm working on a huge project for wayfinding. It's not huge, but it's a nice order where I'm doing all the wayfinding for them at Blunt Island. and we do a lot of their labels for their containers as well. And so they're a really consistent customer of ours.
UNF, like I said, is probably our #1 customer. We actually developed and wrote their side guidelines that they use throughout the whole university. I guess you could kind of say UNF was my mom's baby. She grew it from, they've been a customer for 15 years, so we're very proud of our partnership with UNF. SCCJ, basically the same thing. We deal with all 5 campuses. I think it's 5. And we do a ton of work throughout the campuses. And JU, we're pretty heavy in their athletic department. We've wrapped their buses that they take the players on, to road games. We've done a lot of work at the baseball and football fields, and they've been a pretty good customer. Bailey's Gym, we've done 15 locations for them and worked with them for years, directly with the owners of the company. Creative bus sales, we don't necessarily do a ton of work for creative bus sales, but they put us in contact with the people. They refer us to the people that they sell their buses to. And that's how we got a lot of that tour work, like with the Britney Spears and the Rock the Vote. And that's how, we put it in there because buses and, we do
Relates directly with JTA.
Yeah. BAE Systems, very similar client to Totem Maritime. Interline Brands, we ship signs all over the country for them. And we're currently working on rebranding over 230 vehicles, trucks around the country, getting them printed, shipped out, and installed throughout the country for them because they are having a name change with one of their brands. Steinmark, we do a lot of their POP work that you'll see inside their stores, and we ship it all over the country. And the Jaguars, we do a ton of work with the Jaguars. Getting ready to bid on the new clubs and the new practice facilities with the name on the top. When they put the new north end zone in 2 years ago, we did all of the stuff for FanDuel and did wayfinding wraps on all the pillars throughout the stadium. And that is our presentation, and we will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have.
And I did want to make one clarification. This solicitation called for a 20-minute and a 10, so 20-minute presentation and a 10-minute question answer. That was in your letter, so I want to stay consistent with
Absolutely.
what we communicated earlier.
Okay.
So we change it for 10 minutes, and we have some questions that the committee has come up with. Are we going to take turns going around? Okay, we'll go one by one and they'll ask the questions. So we'll give it 10 minutes and go ahead and start.
Well, some of them they have already answered.
If they've already answered them, you don't have to ask. You don't have to ask them again.
Okay, we're going to start with you, or can we?
Sure, that's no problem. Okay. Actually, you probably already talked about how long have you been working with JTA so far, and how many buses have you wrapped in the last 2 years, and what type of materials you guys used for bus wraps?
Well, I've been working with JTA now for about 1.5 years. My previous experience was with Republic Services, which was waste, and so I reached out to Van Dyke Walker several times trying to get his business at that time. So I thought whenever I came to, I've been with Fast Signs now for 1.5 years, and once I came over, Van Dyke was one of the first people I cold called again. So I was fortunate enough to get my foot in the door, and things have gone very well so far.
As far as buses that we've wrapped in how many? 2 years?
Huh? Since you guys just come in, year and a half, so really not 2 years.
Yeah, well, I've been with the company for since.
Yeah.
No, I mean, with JTA. We're talking about the JTA.
Oh, for JTA, we've
Well, no,
never.
actually, you know what, the whatever buses that.
Yeah, so we've never wrapped any buses for JTA. I don't believe. Am I
Yeah,
missing
that's
something?
why we're here today.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
You don't have to wrap, JTA's buses, you can wrap other.
Yeah,
Companies,
so as far
companies.
as full buses, like tour buses or passenger buses, not including like Nissan vans and stuff that we do a couple a day, we're probably, the last 2 years, I would say 20 to 20-ish, 15 to 20-ish maybe.
And those were done locally?
Yes.
Have you ever wrapped a bus for public transit?
We've put a wrap, no. We've put decals on the University of North Florida's and FCCJ's shuttles within there, but they weren't full wraps.
But not a full wrap?
In the last 2 weeks, we did Dana's limousine. He has several buses that but it wasn't a full wrap, but, several decals on his bus.
As far as full
4 buses,
wraps
actually.
in buses, the closest that we'll get as far as hand-on experience is what we showed you with the Rock the Vote and the Britney Spears, and there's a few other ones, but we figured you knew those people, so we put them in there.
One of the, if I may, one of the issues that I don't think we've seen clarity on is the cost to wrap a Skyway train, as well as the removal, installation, and all. Can you give us some more clarification on that so we know what to expect?
I mean, I could give you a square footage number, but I've never measured them, so I would have no idea. To give you a number that I would be held to would not really be fair.
Well, we did put in here at least some dimensions on this.
What I can do it off the top of my head. Give me the dimensions.
I actually have
Okay.
I don't know if things changed, but at the
Yeah, I
pre-bid
don't-
meeting, we asked
I don't believe
that
I've seen
specific
this.
question, and they told us we could do a square foot, per square foot, but if you need
You got it
something.
right here. So,
One square foot is fine.
Yeah,
it's for, okay. You seen this?
I have not. No,
Now,
that is the first
Just
time.
for clarification,
I
Teresa,
think that was answered in their proposal, so with a limited time, got 6 minutes left.
We did give a per square foot breakdown in the proposal, I believe.
I'm sorry, it says cannot be calculated without square footage. These are not entirely wrapped, just the length does not help.
That's what I saw.
And that's for the Skyways. The only ones that you actually gave a square footage price for were the CNG buses and hybrids,
Okay.
but not for the others.
All the square footage would basically be the same. Square footage price would be the same per square.
All right.
Yeah.
What is that?
Sky,
Same thing.
$2.25 a square foot. Is that correct?
No.
It says 2.25 square.
Maybe for installation.
Okay.
That doesn't include the material.
Yeah, Mike's question is similar to mine. I'm trying to determine exactly what would be the total price for, say, a Skyway train. What would be your installation, the materials?
Right.
What would be the total cost?
About $7.25 a square foot.
and you've not seen what we just gave you?
No,
That
that's
was
the first time I've
seen
seen
that,
that. It
me
wasn't in
personally.
it wasn't in the packet.
Say again?
It wasn't in the packet.
If
that
it was, we
received.
missed it. Yeah.
The link. We received several illustrations, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, I was just curious to know, have you guys gone over to the Skyway to try and look at a train to see, exactly?
Yeah, I've seen it, and it's certainly not a problem. I've been up to it. It's kind of hard to take a tape measure to it while it's running, so. So, yeah, I've seen it. If they're parked, it's certainly not a problem for us to get up there and do them.
Is Rogers going to be the installers of your wraps, including the Skyway?
No.
Who will be doing that?
We would be doing personally.
You
Yeah,
have your own-
he
Yeah.
mentioned in his interview that Rogers would be the D-wrapper.
Yeah, he would remove the vinyl, the D-wrapper. He would remove the vinyl, and he would also take care of the shuttle, the posters, changing out the posters and stuff like that.
So it's conceivable that if we were going to take a wrap off a Skyway and put another one on it, you would have then two separate crews coming over.
Of course.
One to take it down and then
Yeah,
another.
and because
crew to-
installation is it has to be a skilled trade, and and we only use certified people that we have on staff. So yeah.
Which one is more difficult, put the wrapper or wrap? Which one
If they're put on correctly, they shouldn't be very difficult to take off.
Okay.
We've kind of jumped around, but I want to, because of your presentation, the first question that we really had was about the fact that, and I've experienced some of this, and Patrick, so have you, we're pretty fast paced.
Yes.
So the question reads, we often call for immediate turnarounds for projects. So how quickly can your company produce the following: interior cards, bus shelter posters, signage for our totems, bus wraps, etc.? And I'm couching that question along with some of the others here because of all the folks that you now serve.
Right. Right.
So can you answer that?
And we have state-of-the-art equipment that moves as fast as we'll move it. So, I mean, can you give me a number on how like 100, 200? I mean, 1,000.
Let me turn to Vanessa. My part of it is the shelter part.
Sure.
But Vanessa does the interior cars and requirements, so you can maybe respond.
So if I needed 300 bus interior cards and say 100 bus shelter posters,
Yeah.
What's your turnaround time?
I would say no more than like 3 to 4 days.
Including installation?
Installation, the whole thing to get them. So on the shelters, like, say you ordered 300 shelters, and would you give me the shelters that they would go to, or are we changing all? Would you be changing all of them at
In
once?
most cases, we will give you the shelter numbers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing would take about a week to be installed, printed and installed.
Or another way to ask you about this, how many manpower you normally can deploy?
So a normal bus wrap of that size, we would send out 2 installers.
I mean, how many manpower in your company?
Oh, how many people do we employ?
Yeah.
We have 12 people on staff.
I also wanted to clarify one thing. Like Van Dyke had mentioned, you guys are very fast-paced. And my experience with JTA so far is Josh Gray, he had a lot of trouble finding sign companies that could respond to him as quickly as he needed. And I really take pride, like I said before, in response time. And you might talk about how quick is your turnaround. Even if it's 48 hours, if that person doesn't respond to you till a day or two later, then it really doesn't do any good. I'm very quick to respond, and I'd love to use Josh as a reference if that's any help at all.
Can you tell us what material you'll use for the shelter posters and for the vinyl that you'll be using for wraps?
We have about 30 seconds.
Okay. So the vinyl, the 3M vinyl, it would be 3M IJ180. With that would be the media, be printed with HP latex inks, and it would be laminated with a 3M either 8518, which is a gloss laminate, or 8519, which is a luster, or 8520, which is a matte, whichever y'all prefer. As far as the bus shelters, it was spec'd in the bid that it had to be a polypropylene, so we would use a Magic Hat SP7.
And that's it. That is time.
But we thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much for the
Thank you for
opportunity.
coming.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.